It's so easy for people to always, in my position, who I know I am called to teach and encourage and build up people, to come out here and just be so strong and tell you everything's going to be okay. And at the end of the day, I know that it is, but the truth is, on this journey that we call life, we will get into funks. We will get fog in front of us to where we can't see. And I think that God does that on purpose, because the more we try to continue to see our own way, we'll never see his. And I mean, these past few days I've been struck with the flu and helping friends out to where I feel they're not getting it. And I go on these bouts of wanting to have a pity party for myself. But the more I just sit and talk out loud to the Lord and talk to him and think that everything's going to be all right, this too shall pass, all those things that we have to go through to get through, all those things that you tell yourself to make yourself feel better in those moments. But when you really sit and spend time and take that effort and pursue the Lord and get into peace and be still, you will feel better. And I have truly asked the Lord most recently, because there's things that are completely out of my control right now. And all I can do is rest in his truth and the truths that are said in the Bible. And that's the way he speaks to me. And most recently, I'm like, Lord, I have not slept in a couple days consistently, because I just get in my head. And I think we all can relate to that. And I'm just like, I need you to show me, just show me something that you're here, that I'm not alone in this battle. Because I think far too often we feel that even though we're surrounded by family or friends, we feel alone and nobody understands us. And those types of people that are the go-getters, the introverts, but also an extrovert, and the type A personalities, and the things that we get everything done in our own strength. And I'm speaking to myself right now. It can be a lonely road, and heartache and pain and things that we have to get through is normal. But taking that rest and time for yourself and getting out of your head and just checking out and maybe a happy movie and reading a good book are the ways that we get ourselves completely out of the way. So I know tomorrow I'm setting a date with myself and the Lord so I can be still. And he brought me this scripture when I literally said this morning, I'm like, I need you to show me something. And I actually haven't done this in so long, but I took my Bible and it's a new one, so I haven't really worked through it yet, so I didn't know exactly where I could turn. Like my old one, I could have known exactly where I'm going to probably open what book and do this, but I opened the Bible and the scripture jumped out at me, and he just said, you know what, just share this today, because just encouragement for all of you and myself, that I think we get lost inside of doing the same things and just being good, and not in the acts, but just your heart and your mind. You're like, gosh, I'm such a loving person, and I give all this stuff all the time, and I keep giving encouragement, I give things to people, and I just don't feel like I'm getting filled back up. But at the right time, he shows up. And he gave me Galatians 6:9. And this verse I have just prayed over and repeated for years, especially on the journey I started with him years ago. And it's do not grow weary in doing good, because at the right time you will reap a harvest if you do not give up, if you faint not. And I just started crying out, and I'm like, thank you so much, because right now it's hard to faint. It's hard to want to just roll over and just sleep, or whatever you want to do to get away from things, or just get away. But if you do not give up in doing good, and you just keep doing good, or you go pour into somebody else, will ultimately make you feel like you're getting filled up, because you know that you're not alone. When other people are hurting, you go help them. And when you have time for yourself, take it. So encouraging us today is Galatians 6:9. Do not grow weary in doing good, because at the right time you'll get your breakthrough. At the right time you'll feel encouraged. At the right time you will get healed. You'll get to that promised land. You'll get to that freedom if you do not give up and do not faint.